Something serious.
Serious.
All right, you guys. So we talk a lot. We talk about brick and mortar stores. We talk about publishers. We do a lot of video game talk here, obviously.
Yes.
Just recently, one of the biggest video game sellers for the long time, GameStop, has talked about publishing video games.
Wow.
Now, they have actually started a publishing company. It's called GameTrust. It's a really terrible logo.
Bad.
And the first game that is going to be coming out is a game called Song of the Deep, which is made by Insomniac Games. A lot of people know Insomniac Games. They put out Sunset Overdrive. They just put out the most recent Ratchet & Clank game. Mm-hmm. And then they've even talked about having plans for Ready at Dawn to make their next game. And they did The Order. They've done a lot of PSP God of Wars. They did the PSP Ratchet & Clank as well, I think, actually.
They did the coding for the Okami to HD port.
Yep.
So Ready at Dawn's been around for a while, and now it's a little different.
So as a business move, GameStop moving into publishing, I think, makes sense. Obviously, video gaming in general, I talk about it a lot. I buy almost all my stuff digitally. Is kind of moving away from that buy, sell, trade model that GameStop has built themselves on.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I think it's unfair. It's very anti-competitive for somebody to publish a game and sell a game.
Absolutely is.
What do you think? Like
Oh,
feelings?
God.
I could feel, like literally, like your feelings are like, I could touch them. I could cut it with a butter knife right now, radiating off of you.
Touch my feelings. Do you feel them?
I feel them.
I feel a feeling, a single one.
Okay. So on this, right? The logo is trash. Look at this. Okay.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Are we going to do the hand pop
You're
pop
not
thing?
Ja-
Here it is.
You're not.
Here's the logo.
Yeah, there you go. It's not Japan, so stop trying to act like you are. The other thing, too, is this is a good and bad thing. So the bad thing, it's very obvious. I agree. You're making your own games. Pretty soon it's going to be like, do you want a membership card? Do you want to trade in this game for this much? Or, hey, do you want to buy this game? We have 30,000 of on the shelf, like Submarine Diver, and that didn't go anywhere.
This is the only thing we're pushing right now.
Yeah.
Here is everything in our store.
My other problem with that, too, is so this first game, it's called Testing the Waters. They don't want to go all in. So this game looks very much like what would probably play on a cell phone.
Yep.
And it's by Insomniac. So Insomniac obviously didn't take their full team. This was probably like a small side team. They still collected all that money. That is good for the studio because that is another publisher that wants something from them. They want them to make a product. So that is more money for them. That's a pro there is the studio will get more opportunity to start taking in different clients.
Yep.
It just adds another piece to their portfolio as well.
But now I feel like it's going to be weird on the consumer level. I mean, a lot of consumers go there because, mom and dad don't know how to shop for video games. GameStop's good for that reason to go there and get some knowledge dropped on you. But now it's like, I feel like they're going to become a victim of picking up this game their child doesn't really want because now it's like a new marketing push for them. GameTrust is GameStop, so buy this game. I just don't see that being all that good.
Even when it comes down to the name, like the name is very subliminal in that point. Like you come in
100 times, yes.
Here's this, like you said, a mom and dad walk in, and here's this game from a company called GameTrust.
Yeah.
Do you want to check it out? It's very easy to not say like this is GameStop's company. And it's just like that subliminal message. It's like, trust us. It's a good game. Like
I will 100% say right now, I feel like the company is going to tell their employees not to mention that they make it unless they're asked about it first.
So here's the other thing in that too. So are they going to be able to call their own shots on their own trade? Think about it. If I want to trade in that game after I just bought it,
$1.
That's true. That's almost like, it's almost triple dipping. They might give more credit because they got the initial purchase.
Maybe.
The initial purchase goes right into them. It's from their retailer. Target's probably not going to have that on their shelf. Walmart's probably not going to have that on their shelf either. So the initial purchase, no matter who, they got the money. If it's coming back in trade, absolutely they'll give more.
Oh, of course, because then literally all they're doing is basically you rented the game from them.
True.
You rent
That's
it.
true.
They
and
took
you pay the
money.
full price.
Yeah, and then they're just going to resell it to somebody else.
I've spent a lot of time in the past, as much as I'm not a fan of the company much anymore, but I spent a lot of time in the past defending their trade policies. I just see this entire situation being completely abused.
I think the trade policy, I mean, like you were saying, there's pros and cons to really every situation. The trade policy is good for a lot of people. It's good for that young child who maybe is buying every single game off of his allowance that he's getting. Budget. He gets $5 a month and he's saving every penny. So when a new game comes out, he's $20 short. He can trade in those old titles he's not playing. I get that. There's reason for it. It's great when you have like your old Xbox 360 and you're done playing it and you want to go upgrade to the Xbox One. Maybe you don't have $400 to drop out of pocket. So you trade in your old titles you're not playing anymore, your old console. You put that towards a new console, which is now supporting the new company. It's pushing everything forward. There's benefit to it. Does it help the gaming industry in a like grand total? It doesn't really.
Well, I guess in this retrospect, because we're talking about this game, what's it called again?
Song of the Deep.
Song of the Deep. Okay, so like if you buy, I guess I don't know if it's contractual, like what their agreement is with Insomniac. It might prove like that's the quality of game that they made. They're like, cool, if you want us to make that for this, it's probably gonna look like this. Maybe they pay like a one lump sum, or maybe it's contractual. Like if they earn like a certain amount in sales, 1,000,000, 2,000,000 copies,
they get like a percentage.
They get like a percentage, like a royalty thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm curious because like if it pushes and the sales go well and that pays more to Insomniac, I'm okay with that.
I think that is an asinine state. I don't think they paid him a lump sum. I'm almost guaranteed.
I'm almost guaranteed too because they don't have money in the bank, right? They have money in the bank, but they don't like spending it. They're very adamant about.
It's
that.
going to be
big time.
What would it cost for you to make this money or this game? Here it is. Boom, make it.
What would it cost me to make this money? A mint. If you could steal the plates of an actual dollar, that'd be great. And we'll
Ocean's 3,
I need
right?
the paper. Yeah.
Boom.
Exactly.
Done. So that's cool. And then my other concern now too is Ready at Dawn. So I know they did Order 1886. Not everybody here is a fan of it. I liked it.
But you and I are.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it.
Super short, but great.
Super short, but hit everything I
Garbage.
Nope.
So we're not here to talk about garbage, okay? That's on the weekends.
Then why are we
Trash day
talking about
comes,
Order?
okay?
Then why are we talking about the Order?
Because we're not at McDonald's. We're talking about the Order 1886. Finish the whole title.
Yeah, that was the price after
God,
tax,
you're
bro.
so lazy.
Literally does not merit that much time because saying the title is longer than the fucking game itself.
You know, this
However,
other spiel you
we
went
just got more
went
time.
into a longer thing than it had to.
Yep.
No.
Allow me to continue.
No.
So Ready at Dawn, right? I think they deserve the money and a different opportunity.
He's
now,
holding his mic.
This could be a different side of things. This might not be a game that looks like, was it Deep Silver? What is it? Deep Dive?
Song of the Deep.
Song of the Deep. Okay, right. So Song of the Deep, it might not look anything like that. They might actually give the studio more money if this first one does good, or it's going to be another cell phone looking game. Like, that's all there is to it. And maybe this is just their way of pushing to get pennies out the door, so like maybe they can earn more revenue, because we have to be honest, like the trade's declining
100%.
because digital is picking up so much revenue now. They have a smaller bucket to pull from.
Yep.
I always saw them getting into publishing. It always made sense.
100%.
I just don't like how they're going about it, right?
No.
I think
not putting their
eventually,
best foot forward.
eventually they're going to hit that teeter where they're going to have that decision to make where you can either develop games or you can sell them. And then what's going to happen then? Are they going to like...
I think they're going to turn it eventually, if they continue completely unchecked like they have been for so long, that they're going to be the next EA.
This new submarine game too, it looks like a ripoff of another one, like Pixel Junkie.
There was a
It looks a
submarine
lot
game
like
that
it.
came out for the 3DS a while ago.
No, I know that,
yeah.
but I'm saying like
Doesn't it look similar to that?
somewhat, and
Yeah.
then like
A little
Pixel.
bit more
If you played
cartoony.
Pixel Junkie, have you ever played that?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay,
No.
so that almost looks exactly like it, other than like
Really?
an underwater like art style. Other than that, the play style looks almost identical. You're probably collecting different loot or doing something else. But it's got that sloppy steering to it, and like shooting and turning around ratio. You got to be adamant and really turn around stuff. So
And
I don't know.
The fact that they're making it that phone style game tells me, first off, it's going to be a cheap game. It's going to be $10, $15.
exactly.
And what that tells me is it's going to try to get pushed on every purchase.
That's exactly
If it was
right.
a full $60 game, you know what? Like, I get it. Make a $60 game. Give yourself the marketing just like you give every other triple title game, and then it sells just like everything else. You can't push a $60 game on everybody. That's absurd.
This is another scratch protection push.
A $10 thing, a $5, anywhere between like $5 and $20 is a really easy way to just say try and add that to every transaction. It's both a great way to make money. It's a great way to get their game out there. I get it. It makes sense from GameStop's point of view. It does not help the consumer. A mom's going to take it home to their kid. Kid doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
Some kid's going to be there and he's going to feel pressured to buy it, and he's going to buy it just so he doesn't feel uncomfortable in that store. There's a lot of weird things like that I just don't want to see happen. I am very much about bringing more people into the video game industry. I'm about this industry growing, becoming better. I want it to be welcoming for people. I want people to be able to sit down, watch our show, and be like, man, I agree. That was really cool. Those guys seem friendly. I want to chat with them. Even if you disagree with us, I want to have a debate with them. I want to see what they're talking about. I don't like it to feel like this elitist style. I don't like it to feel like somebody can feel like they got ripped off. There's always going to be those people who like buy a game for $60 and say, you ripped me off. No, you decided to buy the game. If a game gets pushed on you and you buy it, that's terrible.
Yeah, and one of the other things too here, and one of our people that's in the background doesn't say much of anything. He's thinking that there might be a negative push on other publishers.
Yeah.
So like, how would that work? Like, how would you view that as like a negative to other publishers?
Well, considering it's their own publishing company that they're going to be making out there, are they really going to give any type of non-preference to themselves when it comes to advertising in their own stores? When it comes to like marketing and stuff like that?
They can take up a bigger spot, you think?
Well, not just that, but what happens, let's say Ubisoft, for example, wants to go, hey, I want your Windows for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And, oh, you want my window? Well, see, I want to put my own game up there right now. So now I'm going to charge you an extra X amount of dollars if you want that window.
It could be even more than that. It could be simply like, let's say, since you used Ubisoft, they go, hey, or we want to use like a publishing company. So let's like EA is like, I want this game. I'm going to go find this company to make that game for you. They're like, okay, cool. GameStop goes, well, we can publish it. Plus, we're going to put it in stores. So it's going to be cheaper for you to give us marketing. It's going to be cheaper for you to do this, and this. So why don't you just do it with us? Because it's going to cost you less money, so you're going to take more off the top.
Yep.
So those publishers who've been doing this forever, who know what they're doing, who have really built their name in gaming, are going to get hurt by that 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
I'm telling you, this is going to get abused.
Yeah. GameStop commercials are all going to feature that Song of the Deep game, 100%. So they're like, literally, every time we run a GameStop commercial, we're going to run a commercial for your game for free. EA is going to charge you this much to do it. It's just... I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's, once again, as far as a GameStop business decision, moving into publishing makes sense. It's smart. If you had done it with like a full $60 game, I would have been less worried about it. I would have been less cautious. I know it would have been a bigger risk for you.
They don't like the risk versus reward thing.
Correct.
No, they don't.
It would have been a bigger risk, but I would have felt less like it was going to get pushed on me for no reason.
Yeah.
So I think it's dirty. I'd like to see where this goes. I see a lawsuit in the future somewhere.
I do too.
Yeah.
I totally do.
Absolutely.
I'm waiting for a lawsuit on the logo.
Oh,
God, let me tell you
absolutely.
that this thing right here, I'm waiting for it.
It's terrible.
It happen. It's not even terrible. It's just, it's too much.
I think it's terrible. I think it looks ugly.
Yeah. I could have drawn that with my feet.
That was done on paint by like probably one of like the CEO's children.
Probably. I
He's
just
like,
think,
look, it's a G with like giant ink things, and it's white and red like Japan.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's an
too
insult.
much.
I think it's an insult.
I think it's an insult too.
Absolutely.
I view it as one.
We'll keep you guys up to date because I want to see what happens here. I want to see how this develops. Let us know what you think.
Please do.